Shalom. Like to give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakah Kodash. Peace to the hopeful elect of Israel. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and brethren at Great Millstone for teaching the truth all around the earth. And to all like-minded brothers, I say to you all, Shalom. Just going to bring a quick lesson today. It's one of these things, I don't know what I'm going to call it right at this moment, but it's one of these lessons where, the elders and the elder brothers have covered this topic before, and it came up again for myself personally, dealing with an individual who believes in this wacky doctrine of your body goes in the ground, and your soul goes to hell, and the spirit is separate from the soul, and the spirit goes back to heaven. Why a person would believe that, I have no idea, because the scriptures don't say that. There's no three parts. The scripture tells you, well, we're going to get into some scriptures. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead, I'm not going to make this long. I'm going to go ahead and read in a dictionary that I have, that I use often. It's called Webster's 7th New Collegiate Dictionary, okay? And I looked up the word soul, okay? S-O-U-L. Now I got to find it again. Salaki. Where is it? No. All right. Here it is. It says soul, right? It says the immaterial essence, animating principle, or actuating cause of an individual life. The second definition, the spiritual principle embodied in human beings, all rational and spiritual beings, or the universal human beings, Sadaka, universal Christian science, God, which they're going off on that. A person's total self, an active or essential part, moving spirit, man's moral and emotional nature, the quality that arouses emotion and settlement, the C part to that definition, which was definition 5, spiritual or moral force, 6, person, exemplification of personification, this is definition 8 of it, a quality that is essential to or characteristic of the cultural heritage of Black Americans. Where they got that from, who knows. Then it goes down to synonyms. Soul, spirit, meaning immaterial entity distinguishable from a superiority to the body. Soul is preferred when the emphasis is on the entity having functions, responsibilities, aspects, or a destiny, or when its connection with the body is in view. Spirit may stress an opposition or antagonism to the material or corporeal. It is preferred when the stress is on the quality, movement, or activity of that entity. Okay, so in essence, they're trying to say that you could use it interchangeably depending on whether you're talking about the spiritual or whether you're talking about the physical. So more likely the physical part of you is what people use soul for, and spirit, the spirit side, they use the word spirit. Okay, so if we go over again to, well, not again, but go over to spirit. So I looked up spirit, and come on here, bear with me here. Come on, where is it? should have marked it. I should have highlighted it, but I didn't. I'm getting closer to it. Spiritual, spiritless, spirit. To infuse with spirit, animate, encourage, to carry off secretly or mysteriously, to convey in a secret or mysterious way. Um, and then the first one, here it is, uh, breath, akin to Latin spire, to blow, breath, on, uh, an animating or vital principle held to give life to physical organisms. A supernatural being, a supernatural incorporeal, rational being or personality held to be able to become visible at will. Supernatural being held to be able to enter into and possess a person. Okay. So as you go down, when you read a definition, like the first two or three and its applicability is usually where you find your answer. Um, but like it says in the first one, it says breath, okay, or breathe, blow, okay. So therefore, we know through the scriptures, and that's enough on that, that what? The Most High is a spirit, right? So if we go to, let's see, I got it on my phone as well as in Genesis. So we go to Genesis 1 and read through verse 1 through 2. In the beginning, the Most High created the heavens, Salakia, created heaven and the earth. And, verse 2, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters. Okay, so the Most High is a spirit. We can find that also in John. What was that? That's not what I want. Salakia. I know it's John. I'm trying to find it where I had it. That's not what I wanted. Where it tells us that the Most High is a spirit. Okay? And we find many examples of the soul and the spirit being interchanged, and that there's not one separate thing, but in your mind and in your consciousness, right? You got these people who are trying to tell you that your soul goes to hell, your spirit goes back to heaven, and your body goes in the ground. Okay? John 4 and 24. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So we know that the Most High is a spirit. When you look at also um, in the first man, right? In Adam. If you go to Genesis 2, it says, let's go to verse 6. But where went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground, and the Lord Yahweh, our power, formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So the Spirit of the Lord entered into the body, okay? And that's how he became a conscious spirit in the physical realm, okay? So that when we pass away, we leave this place, we go back, right? We go back to the spirit realm where we came from where the breath came from, right? So let's look at what do I want to do? Go to Ecclesiastes 12, right? 12 and 7. Salakia, I'm taking so long, I just wanted to try to get this lesson out. Uh, Thinking about it all last night and trying to trying to formulate it, I guess, throughout the night. And why I'm having a hard time getting over here. Trying to formulate it in my mind last night, and how I saw this, and I know that this is Jake once again. This is a stumbling block, you know. These people are preaching all kind of madness and doctrines, and Jake, you like to be entertained so much that you start listening to all this stuff. Okay, let's go over to Job. Salakis, Ecclesiastes 12. Okay, look at verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it. Right? That's a classic scripture that we use, right? That we preach from. Okay? Soul and spirit are interchangeable depending on the application of it, but it means the same thing. It's not a separate entity in the body. Um, so now let's look at, like I said, Lord willing, this will be a little lesson. It won't go on too long, but I was kind of posed with that question not too long ago, and I just never got around to doing any lesson on it. And I saw that the brothers maybe a month or so ago were doing lessons on it, and I'm just now getting around to it. Let's look at Psalms 97 and verse 10. Ye that love the Lord Yahweh hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. Right. So he preserves our souls. Our souls, in that essence, is our way of living our lives, our consciousness through the spirit, okay, that we have that's in us. Okay. And once this body decays, we return back, okay, to the Most High. All right. So if we also go over and look at, which this ought to prove it, this ought to prove it to you. There's enough scriptures here to tell you that the soul is the spirit, and the spirit returns back to the Lord. Okay. Where did I want to go? I wanted to go to Revelation 6, and then look at verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High and for the testimony which they held. Right. So if your soul goes into the middle of the earth and that's what burns, how could these souls be at the altar of the Lord in the kingdom, in the spirit world? Right? That's something that they won't answer for you, those that teach that. So let's look at also um, let's look at also Revelations 20, and I'll start at verse 1. We're going to go down to 4. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold of the dragon, that old serpent which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season. Verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushua Hamashiach, okay, 1,000 years. So how could their souls be in heaven if they're ruling and reigning with Yahushua, right? Or in the kingdom, as it were, in the spiritual realm. Okay? So just be careful out there who you're listening to. Um, watch out for these crazy doctrines. All right? Don't get caught up in that madness. Slakia. I'm sorry for that. You know, you always try to do something, and there's always something else that pop up. So I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to close the lesson. And remember what Timothy said, okay? For all you out there, this is not, this is for the newer folks. You just coming in, and don't get yourself confused, okay? That's a big thing in the nation, okay? It's a big thing, because Jake like to be entertained, as I said, and you like the spookiness, you want to hear something that's just, that'll tantalize your ears, Um, 2 Timothy 4 and 3, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers having itchy ears, okay? Having itching ears, all right? So you got to watch yourself. Also from 1 Timothy 4 and 1, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. So keep those two scriptures in mind. Be careful about who you're watching. Be careful about who you're listening to. Be careful about what groups you so-called like. Uh, you're supposed to be getting edified. It's not a popularity contest. This is for the truth, okay, and for the truth's sake, okay. Stay away from these other groups who are teaching such things as your soul goes to hell, and your body goes in the ground, and your spirit goes somewhere else, and all that kind of old madness. Okay, stay away from that kind of stuff. Those are a few scriptures, just a few, to kind of clear that up. On its applicability, soul and spirit are interchangeable sometimes when you read it. Okay, um, but the Lord gave us His breath, man, His spirit. Okay. All right, with that, I'm going to close the lesson. I hope it's edifying to someone who watches it. I'll give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Rakakwa. There's peace to the hopefully elect of Israel. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and brethren, a great millstone for teaching the truth all around the earth, and all like-minded brothers who are teaching the truth. All right? Stay up out there, okay? Shalom.